have never desired your good opinion.
People fear what they do not understand.
I have a headache, a badge, and a gun.
Power is yours.
Behave.
I was just trying to start a conversation.
And share the wonders I've seen.
Hi, and welcome to The Wonders I've Seen, where there's no such thing as weird or normal, there's just different. I'm your host, Tanagra, and today we'll be discussing HBO's Game of Thrones. Woo-hoo! Today I'm joined once again by my friend and today's co-host, Ariel. Ariel, say hi.
Hello.
You came back for the episode of episodes. Actually, it's really not. Game of Thrones is not my biggest fandom, nor is it your biggest fandom, but we're all excited about it.
We're excited. It's the last season.
Yes.
As we're recording, it's tomorrow night. So.
Yes, that's right. That's right. We're getting pumped up. In 24 hours, we will know who sits on the Iron Throne. No, I'm just joking. We have like several months before we know.
Well, not month, but wait. Yeah.
We have several months. But anyway, so my liquid nourishment for today is Schaffhausen pomegranate beer. And what do you have, Ariel?
I'm having some Moscato wine.
Excellent, excellent. I approve. That's right, y'all. Today, inspired by
the Lannisters.
Exactly. We're drinking it up and talking Game of Thrones. So grab your own liquid nourishment, sit back, and relax as we share the wonders. So, let's see. Our first topic.
Let me get her notes.
So Ariel, as the co-host, said that she wanted to take notes, and Ariel, as the co-host, forgot her notes.
No, I got this. So we said we would talk about our favorite character of the show.
That's
who's
right.
Still alive.
That's right. Going into season 8. So, who is your favorite?
You know my favorite is Padre Payne.
Indeed. I know.
I mean, he's a precious cinnamon bun.
Is that literally the only reason why you like him?
Yes, there are not many. There are not many precious innocent characters in that world, and he's one of those characters that you want to be protected because they're just too nice, and that world is just too brutal. And a lot of them are playing that game, and there are the bystanders like who are just like faithful, trying to survive, and you're like, yeah.
They're sort of just like caught in the middle of all of the politics and shit.
Yeah, and everybody. I mean, a lot of people like Podrick with reasons.
I'd agree.
He's a good friend, a good squire.
Yeah, he is. He is.
So
yeah,
he's my little cinnamon bun.
He is. He's very much a cinnamon bun. Yeah. Okay. I think. Okay. I can support this. My favorite, and I am not original at all, is Arya.
Why? Because
if I was in that world, I would hope to become Arya. I'm not even lying. She's a character who, like, she is so much herself, and she's been true to herself, and she's known who she was from a very young age. She knew that she didn't want all the pretty dresses and to be a lady the way Sansa did. She's like, I just want to learn to fight. And learning to fight, following that passion, led her to a path that I, in all honesty, think is very much where she would have ended up anyway. But I think it would have been a lot harder for her without all, like, the fuck-ups everybody else went. I still think she would have ended up there. I think she would have been closer to Brienne's route.
Yes.
Like, going the night route versus, like, everything that happened to her, you know, when she first moved to Westeros, having the family killed and everything means that she went more of the man with no name, no face route. And so I like they're similar skills, they're similar passions, and they're played out very differently, which is also why I love the two of them together.
She probably would not have been free to follow that path. I mean, Brienne was more free than Arya. Arya was a Stark. It would have been harder for her if her family had survived. Right. So that old tragedy
for her in some ways
allowed her to
gave her a level of
But I feel like, I mean, the faceless men really give her skills, but at the same time she lost herself for so long. I feel like she's just starting to remember, like, her family, her feelings. She was starting to get emotionless like them, like really no one. And yeah, I feel bad for her because recently she's just trying to just find herself again. Like,
but I think that's also one of the reasons why she is my favorite, because through it all, she's just sort of like had to figure it out for herself and try to be true to who she is. And even this, with all of the manipulations and everything by Littlefinger coming back. By the way, we're going to assume that you've watched all the seasons, so there are tons of spoilers. So watch the seasons before you listen to this episode. But so anyway, coming back to the North and then dealing with the manipulations of Littlefinger at the same time knowing that she and Sansa, in all honesty, have never really trusted each other, never really gotten along. And Arya was just... like, I feel like there were, like, conversations, right? Because we never really see them making that agreement about Littlefinger on screen. It's something that we have to infer happened, that somewhere along the way they decided that they need to trust each other and stick together.
Okay, if we're gonna... Okay, the conversation is going more into what happened between them. And
no. I don't mean necessarily just about them, but I mean, like, Arya's choice to be like, okay, this is not what I want, but I will... I don't really care who's in power, but I will support you. Because Arya doesn't really seem to care who's on the throne. Like, let's be honest about this. She doesn't really seem to have a dog in this fight.
She doesn't want the power, but she cares because she cares about justice.
Right, but she also feels that she can met out her own justice by just going and killing the people who did her wrong. Past that, she doesn't really need, like, any quote-unquote, like, for lack of a better word, legal justice. Like, she doesn't really seem to need it.
So, okay, so... even though I have a soft spot for Podrick, if we're talking about the person that I feel like I admire most, or like I support, just like you with Arya, for me it's Sansa. Okay. I've loved Sansa for so long, and I was really into what happened in that last season between them. Yeah. A lot of that was, I think it was just, they didn't have time in the show to get into it, but when you go into analysis with what happened, it's clear that Sansa... she knows about the politics, and Arya doesn't. Although Arya is smart, but Arya has left Westeros for so long. Yeah. She was manipulated easily by Littlefinger because that is not her strength. The mental manipulation is not her strength.
Who was manipulated by Littlefinger?
Arya.
When was Arya manipulated?
Well, she thought he was hiding stuff, like that message from a younger Sansa.
No, but she knew that was fake.
It didn't look like it. I feel like they understood each other later on because Sansa knew Littlefinger. She knew he was trying to manipulate her. She played the game.
See, I think that Arya knew that Littlefinger was trying to manipulate both of them to his benefit.
I don't feel like it. I feel like
interesting
Sansa
that they
told
didn't
her
play
later. Because we know that Sansa went to find Bran later, being like, okay, I have my doubts that he's just full of shit. You can see everything. Please just get into your hard drive and get me all the stuff that we need to know and tell us in Arya so we have proof.
I think that Arya knew. I mean, I think that's what Arya did. That's one of the skills she picked up from the Faceless Men was learning how to read people, understanding where they're coming from. Not necessarily because she had as much experience with Littlefinger as Sansa did, but because she has better instincts. Not like she knew what Littlefinger necessarily specifically was going to do, but like she knew that he wants power and that anybody who potentially threatened that he would try and eliminate. I felt it was more basic than that. Like Sansa understands Littlefinger. Arya just saw him as like he's a threat.
So the way they showed in the show, and apparently that was real feelings, because I rewatched the last season recently, and Sansa at some point says, "Don't you see what he's trying to do? He's trying to pit each other like against each other." And Arya gets mad and like frustrated because she's still thinking about what happened in the past with Ned and all that.
I thought that was part of the show that they were putting on.
That's what we thought at the time, but apparently that was not the intent from the writers. Like their fight was genuine. It's just they don't get tricked until the end.
Wait, the writer said that the fight between Sansa and Arya was actually real?
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
it's
that's
just
not how
Sansa
it comes
could
off,
see
though.
it. It's just Sansa was like, no, but he's just playing us. He's just playing us. And Arya was just still getting mad. And for me, it was immaturity. But also it's because it's not her strength. She has physical strength, but Sansa gets people. She gets a psychology and people trying to play other people. She gets it way better than Arya.
Well, I think she does, but I also don't think that if that scene was supposed to be Arya genuinely being angry, then I think it was poorly written.
Oh, it was.
Or poorly directed. I'm not quite sure who that blame falls on.
Yeah.
Because ultimately the way the episode plays out makes it seem like this entire time they've had this plan and they had that fight in public for people. Because the fight is done like at a spot where everybody could see them.
It's only at the end apparently that
Dude, that was okay. Excuse me, Game of Thrones writer.
Yeah.
Really poorly written, because like I'm fine with the idea that Arya wouldn't have been like, I do think Arya has better instincts than Sansa, but I don't think she understands the intricacies of the court, of people, of their motivations the same way. She's just more like, you're a problem, you're not a problem, you're a problem. I think that's how Arya functions. So I don't have a problem believing that she would believe that about Littlefinger, especially because she hasn't had as much exposure to him as others. But I think it's, in all honesty, crappy that the writers didn't make it more clear that ultimately Arya goes through this arc of going from I don't believe my sister to believing her, when the whole point of the episode is that it ends with them together on the same side.
There's this huge chunk missing.
Like they don't like,
because they wanted to keep the surprise.
Right, that is not even how it came out. So like I thought it was a good episode, but I totally thought that all of that was the reason why they had the fight about literally private matters in public, was they were putting on the show for Littlefinger.
It's not in public when Arya is showing the masks, the faces, and Sansa is like, "What the heck?"
No, but
they're fighting, and this is not in public, so it's really.
But that's not when they're fighting about Littlefinger.
It's one of those times.
It's not when they're in the room. No, that's not when they're fighting about Littlefinger.
What moment are you thinking of?
They're outside. Is the one I'm thinking of. They're like in was it a hallway? God, I don't know. It's a castle.
There are several.
Right.
Where they look like.
Yeah.
Like
but basically where other people could hear them is what I'm trying to say.
But the fact that they do it also in private, that's where you're like, I feel like they're not actually faking it, because there's no point right now.
No.
If Littlefinger was just peeking
that's not what I felt,
window
though.
And it was just for show, sure, but no, they really tried to make it look like, yes, it was genuine until the end, because we wanted to bring a big surprise.
I don't think that's what they showed at all.
Yeah. You can, when you rewatch, you can sense that Sansa, I'm sorry.
Sansa sense? Really? Really?
You can feel that Sansa, when you know her, you know that most of the responses she gives him are just to please him. She's playing the game.
Right, yes.
That you get it. But the Arya stuff is just like, you're not sure. You're not sure because we don't know how she plays the game. She's never really played it.
I don't think Arya is necessarily playing the game. That's what I'm saying. I think she just leaves that to Sansa because she's like, But
she doesn't trust Sansa. Like
I don't do that. No,
she's changed. She doesn't trust her family anymore.
I don't think I think she trusts her more than she trusts Littlefinger.
Oh, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like them fighting in private doesn't surprise me. Of course, I'll smack my sibling around in private, but when we're in public, like, we're a united front. So that's why I thought them doing the fight where others could hear was simply for show.
We did at the time, but
not.
So yeah.
Like you said, if the writer said that's not what it's supposed to be, I mean, obviously the writer knows what they intended. Whether or not they wrote it well is a whole nother issue.
Just like another scene.
There's a lot of other things we can talk about as far as that goes with Game of Thrones. So what's next?
We said, okay, who do you think has the best chance of surviving until the end? Like, what? Not who you wish, but who you think has the best chance.
So if you originally would have asked me, I would have said Sam. But then...
good choice. Yeah.
For me, whether or not Sam survives depends a lot on what happens. Right? Like, so we don't know where... As of right now, at the way season 7 ended, everybody is in transition going to somewhere else. Everybody has these like little bits of information. Mm-hmm. So if season 8 begins and it's still like Dany and Jon and Tyrion on this ship and Sam has found out this information and he has nobody to give it to, I think there's a chance that like something could happen to him.
Well, he already gave the information. I mean, he already talked with Bran.
Right, but Bran already knew. So like, and I
no, he brought the information about the enormous.
Right. They like,
And he kind of took credit when it was Gilly who found the information.
Right. I mean, well, look, he's the one in training. He's the one who's going to be the maester.
Yeah, but he was like, oh, shut up. I'm busy with something else. And it's like, oh, by the way, I remember something important. Yeah. Because she's found it.
Right. But, yeah, which also, like... Actually, yeah.
Credit.
Actually, I would love for, like, if Gilly is the only one who survives.
I feel like she deserves it. She went through a bunch of shit with her father.
She does too.
She deserves it.
I feel like her and her little fat happy baby deserve to be like happy together, happy and cute together.
Who survives?
Yeah, I would be totally okay with that. But I think I think Sam has a good chance of surviving. But I also think a lot of that depends on how involved he gets in the politics. What?
So I'm getting like butt heads from her cat, Aurora.
Oh yeah.
Who's a regular guest star.
Yeah. No, please go away. Please go away. Your tail is hitting the mic. Okay, thank you. But yeah, so I think that whether or not Sanders survives, it is dependent upon how involved he gets in the politics. And I think that's like the one reason why I'm like, he may not survive it. Because people don't have problems killing maesters. That's not really
He might not be part of the big fight. I mean, I know they said like everybody needs to fight.
The battle, you mean?
The big battle at Winterfell is gonna happen. We all know it.
Definitely. But I mean like him getting like assassinated or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did kill a White Walker once, so you know he can handle
Yeah,
himself.
He's capable.
I think he has a good chance of surviving because he's so we know he's sort of a surrogate for George R.R. Martin. He's the storyteller. He's the one who's gonna put the story into future book in some way.
Right.
So he could he could be
it'll
like
be Gilly.
Yes, because she did learn how to read.
Right, because she can read. I would love it. Like,
so yeah, one of those is gonna become the storyteller of that story.
Like, or she becomes like the head maester as a female.
Yes, and they're gonna have elections for once.
Okay, now I'm not going that far because we know that's not happening. Wait,
we're breaking the wheel.
Who is your pick for who will survive?
Hot Pie.
I really feel like this is just wishful.
He's just in his tiny corner of the world, baking his pie, chilling, not trying to bother anybody. He's gonna see some walkers. He's gonna be like, "Fuck no, I retreat."
Okay, that's fair.
So Hot Pie is gonna survive.
That's true, because he'll just like hide in a corner and be like, I'm not doing that.
He's like, "Yep, nope,
yeah,
nope, not for me. It's called winter hell for a reason."
Yeah, right, exactly. Or like he'll just like go south to Doran where he doesn't have to worry about it yet.
Yeah, they're not really nice over there, but sure.
I look, I never said Doran was nice.
Well, no one's left.
Yeah. I know.
Poor snakes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now who do you want on the throne? We're not gonna go into who will end up on the throne because at this point it's just anybody.
Yeah. Predictions are like whatever.
No, we're gonna be wrong after 2 seconds. So
yeah.
What's your wish?
Wait.
It could be
my
crazy.
wish, or who do I want on the throne?
Isn't it the same thing?
Yeah, that's true. Because in that's true. Okay. Who do I want on the throne?
Who do you want if it could be anyone, anything, even Drogon?
So I think it should be, because I think it would be best for the Seven Kingdoms in the world outside of their realm if it was Dany and Gentry. I do.
Oh, okay. So why?
Because Dany likes power and feels that she's entitled to it, and she is powerful. But Gentry actually has been and suffered at the hands of people who have power, and he's been powerless his entire life. Like Dany,
so good balance,
right? Because I think Dany had power, and she was just like, "Oh, it's my brother who's stopping me." Like she's also suffered, but not in the same way that like she in no way played a part in it. Do you know what I mean? Like Gentry. Like Dany has been a pawn, but she's still even when she was a pawn, I was like, oh, you're gonna marry
Drogo.
Right, you're gonna marry Drogo. Even then, she still had a level of power in being a pawn. Versus like Gentry has always just been like, so I'm a bastard and I had to learn a skill so I can survive. Like I don't get any say. They're going. Oh, now there's like ships outside and we can't get any food into the city. Cool. We'll just starve. Like that's been Gentry's reality. And so I think that there would be a good balance, and maybe he could show her like, you were born into privilege and you think your life was hard, and not that your life wasn't hard, but at least you had like some level of security and some say in your future, versus like the thousands of people that you now rule had none. They had none at all, right? They've just been pawns to like the politics of this game. Like even the fact that it ended with Cersei being like, we're not going to go to the north, it's just another, shows how many more people are going to die because of politics of the houses.
Yeah.
So,
she's all about, I want power, and he said, I'm not interested in it.
Right.
So yeah, it is a good balance. Just don't go roaming, Gentry. Don't get lost again.
I mean, like, look. If the first episode starts with him like getting stabbed, I'm gonna be so upset. Like, just random, because you know how they like to do on Game of Thrones. Like, just they're like, we're gonna start it off with a bang. Like, I could see them doing something horrid like that for no reason, just doing it. So, who do you want on the throne?
It might not happen. I feel like Sansa deserves it in terms of she's the one who's learned from so many different types of ruling. She's seen it all. She's seen the noble way that the Stark do it, but what ultimately was their downfall. Right. She saw how Cersei's doing it and what's wrong about it. She saw the Littlefinger type of manipulation. She's seen it all. She almost literally been into every kingdom.
She's also almost like been like out of training.
Yeah, it was like a long training. And like she said, she's a slow learner, but she does learn.
No, that's very. She is a slow, but yeah, that's a really good way to put it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and we saw her how she's doing with Winterfell on her own. I think she's doing very well. She also has she went through a lot of shit, and I feel like she would be good. She would be really good.
But now if it's Sansa, then it's also Tyrion. What are your thoughts on Tyrion then with her?
Well, are they still legally married? I don't know. I feel like they would. Something I would love to see this season is them meeting again. With how this changed, I mean, she was a kid when they got married. She was weak in terms of she could do nothing, and he was just protecting her and telling her what to do. Like, she had no agency. Right. Maybe not weak, but she had no real agency. Now she's an adult. She knows what she's doing. And I feel like they could just appreciate that about each other, like how they changed. Right. And she would probably be like, yeah, you were my best husband.
True.
I know it's not.
That's true. They both been screwed over by the people they were supposed to be like romantically or linked to legally through marriage. Like, they both suffered so much at the hands of those people.
I feel like they would have respect for each other's way of thinking. They could be a good political pairing.
I don't think I'd be mad if that pairing ended up on the throne.
But I would love to see Brienne as her hand.
Yes. Because I also don't think that I think that being her hand would either end up with Bran or Arya, and I don't think Arya Arya's not there.
She's not into
Arya
politics.
needs to be the one who's like, who do you need killed? And then she goes off and she kills him. Because I also think that fits Arya better. She doesn't want the spotlight anyway. So.
Yeah, and she's gonna have Podrick as her Kingsguard. Okay. Well, he's gonna become a knight.
No,
Brienne is the hand.
I think it's a good match.
It's fine. Yeah.
Now, who would you be surprised the most if they ended up on the throne?
Hot Pie.
So ridiculous. Okay.
I mean, there's no way Hot Pie is gonna end up on that throne.
Out of the actual
the mountain. I mean, he would not be very good at telling orders.
No. Oh yeah, but if the mountain is on the throne, then that means Cersei is on the throne.
No, she's dead, and he's like, I'm sitting on that throne. I mean,
okay.
He's not very talkative.
Okay, who do you think would be?
Qyburn.
Qyburn.
The guy who likes to make up zombies.
Oh God, no.
All the worst people.
Yeah, basically. That's true. There's so many people who would be horrible on the throne in this show.
Yes.
So many people. So many. Yeah. Like, I'm thinking and I'm like, yeah, that's true. This is like such a never-ending question. There's so many people who should not
having the weirdo who really likes his dead bodies, when he sees the Night King's army, he's like, oh yeah.
But he has no way to actually get on the throne, Ariel.
No, I mean,
I mean, out of the people who actually had a choice.
No, he's not a conqueror. He's not.
He's not
he's not
noble.
He's not.
No.
Not the way we know.
No.
How anyone would get on that throne. No.
No.
So the worst person who would have a claim?
Yeah.
Huh. The worst person who would have a claim. Who's left? I mean, Cersei right now is the worst. I don't see anyone else. I mean, a lot of people...
That's true. A lot of people
main characters would have to die for any other random person to get a claim.
That's true. A lot of people have a claim, but is there anybody who's actually worse than Cersei? That's really true. I actually
the Night
don't.
King, like the Night King.
But he doesn't have a claim to the throne.
No, he would be a conqueror. You either get a claim or you conquer.
Yeah.
Which is Dany's not claiming that she has a right. She's conquering like her ancestors.
Yeah, she's like, it belongs to me. I'm taking it back.
Yeah. Which is exactly what Robert did.
Well, no, so Robert took it from them. So, like, yeah.
Same thing. It was like, no, I'll just take you down and
I don't really
take your seat.
Yeah. Oh, the Night King would be that. If that is how this ends with the Night King on the throne,
you would be like, no, I still need to go to Essos. Oh, I know who could have a claim, but would be terrible. It's damn it, the Greyjoy.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking about.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them because I don't like them. Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking about them. I think that would be such a clusterfuck. Like, I don't think like any of them would be good rulers.
Yeah. No, I mean, Theon doesn't want to. He supports his sister, and his sister, she's good on her island. Like, that's her world. She doesn't want Westeros.
I would say that's also all she wants is like the freedom to live her life, basically.
And it feels like, I mean, not the logic, but I feel like it's gonna happen that Theon's gonna kill his uncle by the end of the season. But
I mean, I'm sort of counting on that happening. I gotta be honest.
Oh yeah, so we need to have like some satisfaction,
right? There's a lot of people who I feel need to die just so there can be some sort of like emotional satisfaction. Like, that is closed. Evil does eventually get punished in this world because, like, we haven't really had that happen a lot in Game of Thrones over the years, right? Like, somebody does something evil and then they're evil and they somehow survive. It's never that they die, right? We had the Lannister.
Like, Joffrey dying was satisfying. It doesn't mean it was the end of everything that's wrong, but it was like
but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's that bit of satisfaction that if somebody does evil, they actually die. Because right in this world, you don't separate, you die.
Yeah. But the good one die as well.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's gonna be the ending. It's gonna be satisfying, but also bittersweet.
Oh yeah, a lot of I think like the cinnamon rolls, as you say, they are going to die.
Do not touch Podrick.
Like, I think a lot of them are going to, and it's going to be like a noble death.
I'm going to write.
But I think they're going to die. Like, Brienne, pretty sure she's going to die. It'll be noble, but she's going to die. Like, I feel like that's what's, like, you're going to get that a lot.
Yeah, but not all the fan favorites.
No, not all. I feel like
Jaime's going to...
If Jaime needs to die.
Jaime needs to die. I hope he dies saving Brienne, or like, he's the one who said, I hope when I die, it's going to be in the arms of the woman I love, or something like that.
Did you say that seriously?
I don't remember. Someone on Twitter is going to correct me. But he said something like that about dying in the arms of the woman he loves, and it better be Brienne.
I see, like, I don't remember if he said that seriously or not. But
maybe not seriously, but...
But at the same time, I wouldn't mind if it was that way. Because I think he should. At the same time, though, because I don't think that Jaime is innocent. I think he's just as problematic as Cersei is.
There are not many characters who are like, that just and good. Like Brienne, for instance, she's one of the really
Brienne is just and good
ones.
I think Arya is too. She's not innocent though.
No.
But I think she's good. But she doesn't randomly make people suffer for no reason. She doesn't go around like, and then I think in this world, that's your standard for good. Like, do you harm people just because you can?
No, it's like a form of justice.
Right. Like, she's like a form of justice, which I think is acceptable. But yeah, I don't think there's a lot of other characters like that you can say. Like Sansa, I think you can say that about. Like, I really thought that Sansa was going to go off the... right. I think so. Just because of that, I like the idea of a Stark ending up on the throne, but I also think it's highly unlikely. But I like it because I like what the Starks stand for, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I'd be excited if that's how it went. But
it's just,
two
main heroes are Jon and Dany.
I
don't feel like it's going to end with either of them on that throne or happy or whatever.
I know.
There's going to be something tragic. Even if it's one of them,
I know it's never going to be both of them on the throne. So the issue is which one of them and with which spouse. Do you know what I mean? Or with which partner? Or
someone's gonna be tragic about their win in some way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So
which brings up
the question of all questions.
The big theory that everybody's thinking about, will Dany get pregnant? Because that's been a huge thing, like mentioned.
Dany being able to have children.
Yeah, she's repeated it like 10 times to Jon. I can't have children. I can't have children.
Well, but remember, she also even talked about it before when she was talking about like power struggle, and she and Tyrion were talking about it, and he was like, you
need an heir,
right? And so like she's like the issue of her having an heir of being like, I know, but the issue of her having an heir and like establishing her line and being like, all right, I'm gonna go and have all this power, and then what? Tyrion's the one who first brought it up, so I'm interested to see where it goes, because she does need an heir. And as he said, an heir. It doesn't have to be a child, an heir.
Oh, where are you going?
Like,
Tanagra.
All I'm saying...
Come on, tell people.
So, my perfect dream would be if Dany only gave birth to dragons. I would like her child to be a dragon egg, and then he hatches into a little baby dragon who grows up and is big and in power. And then the entire show ends with the dragons flying around and killing everybody. And all they ask for is that you give them a certain number of sheep and then they leave you alone.
We know.
Like, the dragons are intelligent. They just choose not to give a fuck about the humans.
No, not the nice ones. Like, if you're friendly to them, they're okay.
Yeah.
So... that should be okay.
There you go. I'm all about it. I would love the idea if Dany is like just gives birth to dragons, and then it's her and her babies, and then like along the way she decides who her heir can be, and if it can't be a dragon, but then she names a human heir, because they've sort of established that dragons live longer than humans, so she names her heir to be the person who the dragons approve of.
I'm not judging.
No, you shouldn't judge. You shouldn't judge at all, Ariel.
It's totally gonna happen.
I don't think it will happen, but I would love it if it did. It would just be something different, because I feel like so much of the show, like, with the way that Game of Thrones has been, if they left this show end with like a woman in charge, I would be so shocked. I'll be very honest, because every time a woman has gotten close to power, something happens or they get threatened. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. Like, even Sansa, even though she came and was selected for the North, right, to lead the North, the moment Jon showed up, all of a sudden they're like, oh no, Jon, King of the North. And she's like, what the fuck, y'all? I've been here this entire time.
Ooh, which reminds me of a player that I would actually love to see on the throne. Sorry to
little bit 10-year-old?
Lyanna Mormont.
Yes!
Oh yeah, I want little badass.
Oh dear God. If they have her, like...
she's gonna survive everyone.
No, but I'm saying if they have her, like, strategically, they have her matched to marry somebody that when she becomes of age, then she becomes in charge.
Screw marriage. Just everybody's dead and she's like, okay.
I mean, I'm also okay.
You need a good leader? Yeah, we can all see you're so good.
I don't feel like, I think for me, if they ended with I just don't feel that Benioff and Weiss would have it end with the female in power and she doesn't have a partner. That's why every time we talk about a female in power, I'm like, and who do you think her partner would be? Not because I don't want that. I would love the idea of just like a woman sitting and being in power of the Seven Kingdoms and the realms beyond, but because I don't think that they'll do it. Because also right now, whoever becomes in charge, whatever Dany claims or conquers, is not only going to be the Seven Kingdoms, but it's like everything and everywhere she was before. It's even outside of that. But I love the idea of a woman being in charge, but I don't think they're going to do it. If they do it, that would be the biggest surprise to me, more so than Dany birthing only dragons, would be a woman on the throne, completely in charge, no partner, and no like after closing credits scene of somebody planning her death. Just like, no, she's in charge. People know this. And like, that's it. Like, that's it.
From Benioff and Weiss, yes, but at the same time, they know it's not their decision. Because Martin told them,
I know
who it's gonna be, and they need to get to that ending no matter what. So it's more a George decision. Mm-hmm. Could be possible. I do think. I mean, no matter what, there's gonna be a baby, a Jon and Dany baby, because it's been hammered so much.
Yeah.
One, that she can't have another child, and two, Jon's shtick has been, no, I don't want to have children. Right. I don't want my children to be bastards like me, blah, blah, blah. So between I don't want them and I can have them, well, of course, the fact that they're screwing.
And then Tyrion's whole, like, you need an heir thing. Like, right. It totally, like,
baby.
They've been building up to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if there's not a child, that would surprise me, but I'm pretty sure they've, like, prepared everybody for that to happen. Right. Which I also think is interesting that they were so heavy-handed with that, because I think it would have been better if they hadn't been, but whatever. I'm not a writer on the show.
It might have been more heavy-handed in the last season because everything was sped up. Like, every conversation needed to be meaningful and have a purpose. It wasn't like the longer seasons before. They just needed to cram as much as possible in less time in the last season.
But I mean, like, the whole conversation between, like, her and Jon, well, like, he's literally like lying on the bed pledging his allegiance, and then they're talking about whether or not she's barren, and I was like, like, he's not proposing marriage, he's saying like, I pledge allegiance. Like, there's no need for y'all to be having this conversation.
Wait, didn't she bring it up in the boat because they were about to screw, and she was like, okay, if you get involved with me, it might lead to something because we are two powerful people. You're a king and I'm the main queen. If we get together and it might lead to marriage, just know it. I cannot have children. You know who you're getting involved with. If it has to go any further, you know what to expect.
But
so in a way, it's kind of like a good...
Is that like a first conversation? And as far as she knows, he's still like some random bastard, so he can't, like, that's not...
I had that conversation before on Dragonstone, because he sort of mocked her when she says, yeah, I'm barren. Who told you that? You're like, yeah, some witch who didn't like me.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think the way, like, the conversations happened, like, they weren't very organic. Like, I don't really know you. Now let's talk about my barrenness. Like, that's...
But they were attracted to each other.
Right.
Come on, the tension makes you talk.
But, like, nothing about Dany has ever said that she feels a necessity to have an emotional attraction or that, like, to her partners, or that she feels that every person she sleeps with is potentially going to be a marriage partner. So the fact that all of a sudden now she's like, Jon, I like you. Just so you know, we have sex, like, means that we might need a plan for our future was very out of character for me. Like, it's...
But the showrunner said I had to have that conversation with you, so let's...
Right, it's exactly what it felt like. They were like, wait, let's establish once again, she's barren. Wait, did you miss it in that scene? Hold on. We're going to have the scene again. It's
like, I have the vasectomy. Let me repeat it for the next episode.
Right.
I had a vasectomy. Oh my God, surprise, we got a baby.
Right, I just feel like, that's why I was like, I'm surprised they didn't handle it a bit better, because I think it would have been nice if, like, Tyrion would have been harping on her, like, you need an heir. You're going off to battle. You're starting wars. You have not named an heir at all. Like, you need to do something about this. And then she's like, I'll do it in my own fucking time. and she's going around sleeping with John and whoever, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh shit, I'm pregnant. Like, I think that would have been nice.
Yeah, but it has to happen that way because John has been like hammering, I don't want a bastard child, I don't want a bastard child. So the second she gets pregnant, he's gonna be like, damn it, you're my aunt, but I don't want a bastard child, so I have to marry you.
He can't marry her, though.
Honor first. Or maybe you marry her before he learns the incest. But I know that because he's been so strong for 8 seasons about not having a bastard child, he's gonna marry her no matter what. It's like, you know what? Nobody needs to know.
That's the assumption that Jenny is going to marry him, which once again, they've already established that she doesn't want that as a character.
Yeah, but now she loves him.
Right, you see what I'm saying? Like, even your mocking voice that you make every time we talk about this exactly proves my point. It's out of character.
She didn't want to marry for politics, but now it's okay.
Okay, and now the episode is over.
Because baby,
now
you know that's how women are.
Yes, once there is a life growing in our womb, we must marry the person who made it.
Unless it's an
egg. We must marry the person who helped us. If it's once again, but if it's a dragon egg, it can be Dany and her babies. That's all I'm saying.
So, you know.
Yeah.
You heard us, Dany. Just birth a dragon egg.
Like, why not? Why not? You're already missing one of your children. Just have another one.
Yeah, you gotta replace it. And don't name him after your shit brother.
Yeah, God, no. But,
of course he's gonna be a moron and get kidnapped by the Night's King.
Name him after whatever John's Targaryen name is.
Oh, it's Aegon.
Aegon is fine.
Aegon was the Conqueror? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Aegon is fine. Like, but
not Aerys.
No.
Not the Mad King.
No. Like,
no,
yeah.
Your kid is screwed. Like,
away. I'm just saying. Like, yeah, I would love that.
Name Hot Pie.
But, oh, Lord.
Such a good name.
Oh, God, this show. So, those are our thoughts, predictions, hopes, dreams, critiques of Game of Thrones. HBO's Game of Thrones thus far. If you agree with anything we said, if you think that Dany should also give birth to dragon eggs and only dragon babies, let me know. Reach out on Twitter. I think that there should be a whole contingent of us who believe this. Maybe Benioff and Weiss will get inspired, and that'll be one of the stories on some like HBO online crowd, because they are going to milk the show for everything it's worth. What is it? 5 prequels planned?
At that point, I'm not counting. It's just,
Truth.
I don't know.
Truth.
But if we get anything right, please get a drink on us.
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure we're going to get everything wrong.
I think so too. Although I'm still, you know what? I feel pretty good about, I really do like the chances of Dany and Gentry.
Yeah, I don't. Completely don't.
I'm pretty sure Gentry's probably going to end up dead. But
Hot Pie is going to survive.
Yeah, that one.
I'm betting on that one.
That one, I think that's
not
a good
high
bet.
risk.
I don't know anybody else who I think will definitely survive, but
nah.
Or the last season, they're going to have him get all heroic, and then he's going to be killed.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's going to be king.
And it's going to be really, really sad. They're going to do some shit like that.
But the gravy.
That's all I'm saying.
That's going to be his last words.
Exactly. I'm going to leave you with that positive thought.
The gravy.
Nobody is safe in Game of Thrones. We all know this.
When you play the game, blah, blah, blah.
All right. So to continue this discussion, to let us know what you think, whether you agree, whether you disagree, whether there are some things about Game of Thrones that you love that we said we didn't think were great, like the writing of some of the scenes or the build up to Dany getting pregnant, which, by the way, greatest joke would be if she doesn't get pregnant, but yeah, right. You can find me on Twitter at Tanagra GGNOC. That's at TANAGRA GGNOC. I'd say it in Greek alphabet, but that would take too long. Give me a follow and let's discuss. For all you Android users, you can find us on Anchor and RadioPublic. And for all you iThings users, you can listen in on iTunes and Overcast. You can also listen to us while watching a beautiful slideshow on YouTube. It'll be something else besides scenes of the Red Wedding. And don't forget to like and also subscribe. And where can they find you, Ariel? Or do you want them to just look for you in the water?
They can talk to you directly and I'll see it.
That's true. Yeah, Ariel's my Twitter stalker. It's really sweet. All right, so leave us a message on some platforms, suggest a movie to watch, a show to talk about, and thanks for joining. Make choices and don't frolic it up. Are you ready to sing us out? Dun 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 dun.
Am I supposed to do the rest?
You're supposed to do the thing. Dun 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 dun.